How's it? YouTube Premium Show for Tuesday, April 23rd for Tuesday's ball games. I'll let our YouTube Premium guys come in here, and we'll talk about all of the games that you want to talk about, and I'll give you my leans on them, and then I'll tell you which one's my favorite as well. But I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're excited about the live show. As we do, we're going to try to do as many games as we can here. We're going to try to do 10 games if possible. And then I'll tell you what I think about those games. So I'll let you guys kind of roll in here and pick the games that we're going to talk about, and looking forward to that. So 1 second here. Let you guys kind of roll in here and let our YouTube Premium members mention which games that you want to talk about, and I will go ahead and I will do it. All right. So let me go ahead and pull this up here. Hope you guys are doing really well otherwise. And okay, first game here coming over on Twitter, the Phoenix versus Minnesota game. All right, so the Phoenix versus Minnesota game, as I'm getting some requests here on Twitter. So what I like about the gag game is the under. So lean number one is going to be on the under between Phoenix and Minnesota in the NBA. I almost made this my free play, so a couple things here. Number one, Minnesota won 120-95 last time against Phoenix. The fact that Phoenix gave up 120 points to Minnesota is a bit surprising, considering that Phoenix had beaten them the last 4 straight times, right? That game went over 213 points. So the last time they hooked up against each other. So Phoenix with big revenge here. But I hate going against home teams like the Cavaliers, what they did to the Magic. But I do like Phoenix to play much better on the defensive end. They had beaten them 4 in a row prior to losing yesterday or the day before. Minnesota won when it counted, but Phoenix had just beaten them by 19 points prior. And I think Phoenix will step up here on the defensive end, and I think that will be the difference. So my game number one, the request that I got here is Phoenix, Minnesota under. Okay. Game number 2. Hey, Ricardo, good to see you. Leaning Mavericks. Not sure if you cover this game. Yeah, so my thoughts on the Mavs and the Clippers game is I'm going to go with the Clippers. Yeah, I mean, I gave out a recent free play video on the Mavericks, and that was a bust. But I like the Clippers here, and I'll tell you why. I cannot believe the Mavericks won. I can't believe the Clippers won the first game by the margin that they did. But then again, the Clippers shot, well, I shouldn't be surprised. The Clippers shot 50% from the field. They only had 8 turnovers. They know that Kawhi is on deck. He'll come in early May, similar to Zion and the Pelicans. And so they're going to be focused. If Kawhi wasn't coming back, they might not be as focused. But this is Harden's last chance to maybe win a ring, And it's a super composed veteran team. They're not shook by any way. Tyronn Lue's a championship-winning coach as well. And they have tons of experience here. Mann and Westbrook and George and Harden and Zubac. We forget they have 2-3 All-Stars, right? Hall of Famers. Westbrook, George, and Harden. And then Zubac drops in 20 points in his last game. And they're going to get Kawhi coming back. Yeah, I like the Clippers. I think it's simple. Lean on the Clippers. I like Phoenix, Minnesota under more than the Clippers, though. What's up, IC? Hey, David. Good to see you, man. Hello, IC. Hey, Virginia. Virginia is one of our longtime YouTube Premium members. Excuse me. What's your thoughts on Red Sox Cleveland? I like Red Sox with the double revenge, and they're on a 3-game win streak. Okay. So game number 3, Red Sox Guardians. Lord forbid if I say Cleveland Indians. I mean, I'm Indian. I'm not Indian feather, but I'm Indian dot, and I don't find it offensive, but it is what it is. All right, so this game goes off at 6:10. It's the early bird game, and you have Tanner Houck here against Ben Lively, 13-10 team versus a 16-16. Red Sox have won 3 in a row. They beat the Pirates, obviously. They were underdogs in all 3 games, and they won in all 3 games, which is just wild. You combine the fact that you have Cleveland here winning 4 straight against Boston, Oakland. Total sits around 8 or so, 60% on the under. Tanner here, 6-3-0, 6-4-0, pretty good. Coming off a game, 9-3-0, as well, coming off a complete game. I like to fade pitchers that come off a complete game, which is what Tanner has done here. He has a 1.35 ERA. He's pitched for Boston his whole career, basically. Ben Lively here rolls in coming off of a loss, 5-3-2. I think he probably bounces back here. I hate to, I mean, it's a tough game, but if I had to take a lean, I think I like Cleveland just because I like to go against pitchers coming up, but I hate to go against Boston right now. And Tanner is pitching really well. He 12 hits, 12 hits, 3. Beat the Angels. I either like Cleveland or I like the over, and I think the safer selection here might be the over, but I do like Cleveland here too. So small lean here on Cleveland and a small lean on the over as well. 1 second here. Yeah. So game number 4 here. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, what's up? I see Miami Celtics tomorrow. I lean on Boston. Public loves Boston, so a bit scary. All right, so for this game tomorrow, why do you think the public likes Boston? I have it that the public likes Miami to a tune of 57%. Boston won by 20 points last game. The injury status is, Butler and Rozier are both out indefinitely. Miami, that game went under the 210. This game is slated at 204 now. Boston rolls into this game having won by 20, by 10, and so on. Miami rolls in this game, losing by 20 points. I can't go with Miami catching 15.5. I can certainly go with the under. I might make this my free play tomorrow. I do like the under here between Miami and Boston tomorrow because the last time that Miami gave up 114 points, look, they can't beat this team offensively. They don't have many of their stars. They can do better defensively. 114 points is the most game they've given up since April 7th when they gave, that's almost 2.5 weeks, when they gave 117 to the Pacers, right? So I love them to step up defensively. I think they will. They're going to have to win this game in a dogfight. So this is going to be one of those things where they can only win if this game is like a 103, 101, kind of like the Knicks Sixers type game. So the only way I can lean there is the under between Miami and Boston. Okay. Game number 5. Hey, Wayne, good to see you, man. Joe, I hope that helps you. I love the under there in that game tomorrow. Wayne, I see. How do you feel about the Padres and the Cubs? So the Padres and the Cubs, you have, well, first of all, it's very interesting that the total dropped at Coors. So you have a 13-12 and a 5-8-12 team, 6-3, 3-1 wins here for the Padres. They did win yesterday. They might have dropped because there was only 4 runs scored yesterday. That's probably why. Rockies come off yet another loss. And then you have Michael King and Ryan Feltner here. King, he had a 2.75 ERA last year, came over from the Yankees. He's done well, 3-4-3, 4-2-2, 7-4-0. I mean, he shut out the Giants, 5-6-4. Comes off of a loss against 7-2-1 against Milwaukee. He's pitched really well. And then you have Ryan Feltner here, who 5-3, 6-2-1. He's pitched well against Arizona, Tampa Bay, 5-2-2. Had a bad start against Philadelphia, 5-9-6. That's why he's on the bounce back. That makes sense. I like the under here quite a bit, actually. I like Colorado and Padres under. I think that both these pitchers are on bounce backs, and I think it makes sense to take the under there. Moving on. Hey, David, great to see you. David's been with us forever. Bucks Pacers. Dave, I can't talk about that game because that's my 4-unit NBA premium selection, but I'll talk about any other game you want to. Hey, Daniel. Daniel's been with us forever. He's one of our loyal YouTube premium members. Victor, how's it, IC? Hey, Victor, good to see you. Mavs Clips. I think the Mavs pull out the win. Yeah. There's no way they shoot as bad as they did in the first half of the last game. I don't know, man. My lean today is on the Clippers just because I think they're the more experienced team. I was wrong. I gave out a free play recently on the Mavericks. Harden's a Hall of Famer. Westbrook's a Hall of Famer. George is a Hall of Famer. Zubac put up 20 points. Man is playing really well. I just don't know if the Mavericks have the maturity to come back this game. I think game 3 they'll do well. Right now it's just a lean for me on the Clippers, but nothing big. Love the over 7 Mets like Cubs? Do you really like the Clippers? And I lean on the Clippers. I really like my 4-unit NBA selection on the Pacers and Bucks, which you can grab. I can tell you that I like Phoenix and Minnesota. If you don't want to, I like Phoenix and Minnesota the under. Out of all the games that we've done so far, the 5 games, I like Phoenix and Minnesota under. That's not paid, of course, but I like that game that we looked at. Can I get back on the Twitter universe with you guys? I don't know why you're not on Twitter. I'll double check, or I'll ask somebody, the higher ups, about what's up with that. What's up, IC? What do you think about the Dodgers and Nationals? The Dodgers and the Nationals. Let's go over there. The Dodgers won 10-0 against the Mets. 4-6, 4-9, 0-2 losses. Okay, 13-11 team. Unbelievable to have the budget that they do, and they only have 3 more wins than the Nationals. Nationals took 2 of 3 from Houston. And, they took 2 of 3 from the Dodgers last time. The Dodgers will be motivated just from that. James Paxton here with a 2.81 ERA. 5-4-0, 6-3-2, 5-3-3. So Paxton is on the bounce back. It does make sense. You have Patrick Corbin here, who's pitched forever. Arizona and then Washington. He's made a home in Washington the last, 6 years now. 4-7-4, 6-9-4. He just lost to these Dodgers, 6-9-5. I think the only thing, he hasn't given up less than 7 hits in any one of his starts. He has an 8 ERA as well. I think the only thing that makes sense is the Dodgers run line. Maybe a look at the over, but really just the Dodgers run line. Just keep it simple. It's not something that you can really load up on, obviously, because all run lines are pretty scary in general. But, with Paxton on the bounce back, it makes sense. And I think the Dodgers lost 2 of 3 to the Nationals team last time, so that'll motivate them as well. Okay. Moving on for YouTube Premium members, game number 7, and then I'll recap this at the end. Let's see. Thanks for the Boston under lean. Yep, that's my lean for tomorrow. Side baseball question. But we do take a look at the weather forecast before we do it. It's funny, a lot of times, especially in football, when people think it's raining or sleeting or whatever, they pound the under. That causes a lot of turnovers too. Just because it's raining and sleeting and it's freezing doesn't mean it's going to go under. There are some advantages to that too. So I like to fade the public sometimes when it's super cold or it's raining and things like that. But yeah. Orioles versus Angels. Hey, Andrew, good to see you. Andrew's been with us a long time. I like the run line for the Orioles since they have significantly better pitcher, and Angels are really banged up. So the Orioles game, the Orioles-Yankees game, I like the under, okay? And this is why. So Oakland won 2-0 last game, okay? They lost at 3 prior to that, and the Yankees lost 0-2. They are 15-8. Oakland sits at 9-14 now, and so the total is a 7.5. Blackburn has a 1.808 ERA, okay? He has been phenomenal this year. Stroman has been great too with a 2.4 ERA. He comes off a season high in hits at 6. The Yankees come off a 0-2 loss. Stroman will be motivated to help his team bounce back. Blackburn gets up to face the Yankees, and I think he steps up. Therefore, I like the under between Oakland and the Yankees today. Is that what you asked? You asked for... Oh, sorry. I gave you Oakland Yankees, but you asked for a completely different game, didn't you? I'm sorry. 1 second. You asked for the Orioles game. Baltimore. Okay. So this Baltimore Angels game. Yeah, the Orioles here, who have won 3 straight. They won 4-2 yesterday. Orioles are 15-7. Angels, I love Coach Ron Washington. They're 9-14. They're struggling. They're banged up. It's this thing. I don't know who the Angels, doctor is, but he probably needs to be let go. They've lost 5 in a row coming in. The last 2 have gone under. Grayson Rodriguez here, 2.63 ERA. He's already beaten the Angels, though, 6-4-1. He beat Pittsburgh 6-6-2, 5-6-2. Giving up a lot of walks, though. 7 walks in his last 3 starts. This would be the type of game where this game could go over. Canning comes in. He's got an 80 ERA. 5.75, 4.54, 4.96, 5.42. I think the only thing that makes sense here is you have the total sits at 8.5. Grayson has to have a letdown at some point. Canning has to bounce back at some point. It's a tough game, man. I think there are better games out there than this. This is a tough. I've always hated analyzing Angels games. Always hated it. I think the only thing that makes sense here is maybe the under. What was the total yesterday? 8.5, and it went under. Yeah, I think the only thing that makes sense is maybe the over in this game. But I don't love anything on this game too much. Maybe the Angels are an active dog because they get to face Baltimore one more time and this pitcher one more time. So maybe I'll lean on the over there. Okay. All right. Those are my 8 games today. I'll try to give you some quick thoughts here. Mr. Shiva, as always, I can't. The T-Wolves tonight, we're ready to bounce back. I like the under, Daniel, in that game more than anything else. How's it, Icy? Hey, Stephanie, great to see you. Hey, I see you finally made it. What are your thoughts on Colorado, Winnipeg? Can't give you that because that's my 8 units today. What else? Might have to at that game. Let's see. Hey, caught one. Hey, Kim, great to see you. Hit on the Nuggets plus the odds last night. Nice. What else did you think about the Mets San Francisco? The Mets San Fran, let me give you a quick lean on that, and I'll try to recap this at the end. Thank you for being a part of YouTube Premium. Mets San Fran today. Small lean on the under, nothing big. Do you cover the Suns Timberwolves? Yes, Victor. I love the under in the Suns Timberwolves game today. It was almost my free play. Give us the Diamonds investment property. Orioles, Angels. Orioles win 5 in a row, and Angels lose 6 in a row. For the Orioles Angels game, my lean was on the over in that game. Okay, Orioles Angels lean on the over. Good morning, Indian Cowboy. Hey, good to see you, Steve. Native Americans weren't Indians. I agree with you. We can talk about that. I agree with you, Kim. I know Kim is my resident moral authority. So Kim always lets me know what she thinks, which I appreciate. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. What do you think about the Dodgers game? I like the Dodgers run line. Yeah, I also like the Dodgers run line today. I talk about it in this video. Cubs over in the Mets. For the Cubs game, the Mets game, I like the under, by the way. And the Cubs game, can't talk about it because that's my 4-unit baseball premium. Okay, here's my recap, okay? I have 8 thoughts here on YouTube Premium. The first one is I like Phoenix, Minnesota under. Game number 2, I like the Clippers today. Game number 3, lean on Cleveland. Game number 4, I like Miami and Boston under in the NBA tomorrow. Game number 5, I like the Rockies, Padres under. Game number 6, I like the Dodgers run line. Game number 7, I like the Angels, Baltimore over. And game number 8, I like the Orioles, Yankees under. And I recap that for you around the 17-minute mark. Normally, only YouTube Premium gets the recap, but there you go. Hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the content. Take care. I'll put this up on Twitter as well. Bye-bye.